suggestions. And the reason, again, why it's important is that when you are annotating, just the act of annotating, even if you completely never look at it ever again, you've actually learned, because the act of writing is the act of learning, okay? But the annotations also guide you as well. So I have the different examples here so that when I go back here, I can look at my annotations to guide a conversation or help me figure out what I'm going to write about, right? So the annotations are really important. Okay. Go back to modules, and I'm going to go back to the roadmap. I'm sorry that your screen was... I will ask about that every time because I don't know why that was the case. All right. All right. So now okay, so we're here. Did anyone else have any questions about this right here? Number 1.
Did you put any of the grades in for any of those? Yeah.
I did do some of them, but if there is no grade there, don't worry. I like to make sure that everybody gets it in, and then I go through and grade. If some people turned it in early, I might have. If it's there and not graded, then you shouldn't worry. If you submit something and it says a grade of 0, that's when you should say, hey, I submitted this, but I earned a 0. Can you tell me why? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the scholarly inquiry. Did anyone have any questions about that?
No.
Axel, are you good with that? Or would you?
I'm good with that.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about the infographic. I'm going to click on the assignment itself. And I wanted to showcase, so just to let you know, this right here is an infographic of infographics, so you can see what it is. So it explains what an infographic is. I actually added a little video here, not my video, but somebody else's, that's just under 4 minutes about how to create an infographic using Canva. It's actually a really good instructional video because it showcases how to put one together very easily, okay? Did anyone have any questions about potential topics for the infographic?
I do. I have, this is the very first time that I see anything like this, and,
Yes.
and I was pretty unsure as to what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that you want to think about is, based on what we've been talking about, is there something here that you would be interested in creating an infographic for? Was there one thing that you learned about, like, oh my gosh, now I know how to annotate text a lot better? I want to learn how to generate more meaningful questions, so I'm going to do some research and create an infographic for that. Did you choose a topic yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to choose a topic. I have topic options here, or you can choose your own, but they are all about collegiate reading. Okay.
Okay.
Once you have chosen a topic, you're going to come up with, let's look at the parameters. You're going to have at least 6 items in your infographic about the topic. You have to have an original title that helps bring people in. You're going to think about the colors. You're going to use some visuals. And then you're going to share your infographics in the infographic discussion forum. And I'm going to click here, and I'm going to show you, because there are a couple of infographics here already that you can take a look at. And hold on. I am going to go out of student view because I want to edit something here, because I want you to be able to see it. I want you to see the samples. I'm going to edit. And I'm going to allow you to see it. And allow you to see it without having posted. All right, so here are some samples, and I'm going to go to Samantha's, and here is her infographic, and she called it Etiquette on Handling Difficult Reading Texts. So she said baby steps, don't read everything at once, and she explains it. She talks about what to do before the reading, during the reading, another during the reading, so you're synthesizing, you're asking questions, what you do after the reading, and a couple of ideas here. So that is an infographic. Now it looks really simple, but these are choices that you make about how to help somebody understand what to do, right? But when you when you look at these infographics, it's really simple, but it's clear and it's good advice. Okay? Axel turned one in. So
I was gonna tell you if I could if you could return that and I could edit it.
Absolutely, like you can. And let me ask you, when you're asking me this, so that means you're going to change something. So what are you going to do to change it?
Well, this is more like these aren't like steps, you know. So I feel like the first one, I was looking at the first one that was posted, and I feel like that was better. Like, I don't know.
Well, they don't always have to be steps. They don't always have to be steps. But my critique for you is that I would like to see some visuals in here, because the visual ties in, like she chose steps, okay? Although she said etiquette. And I would maybe even call it baby steps for handling difficult reading text. I would maybe, that would be my critique. Like, this is really great. I would maybe change the title, right? But you're going to get full credit as long as you follow the parameters. But I like that you're thinking about critiquing and revising what it is you've done, right? So, but the visuals here really help you retain what's going on. And so let's go back to, I'm going to go to previous here, to this infographic on infographic, okay? So this actually shares some things about infographic, about the design, the font, the content, and there's a lot, the size of the font. There's not a ton of text in here. And if you look at her little video, that will help. But you can also, another strategy that I always use when I'm doing something brand new that maybe I'm not sure what to do, is I go to Google, and everything's a little slower on. There we go. I go to Google, and I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to just put infographic. And it shows you all different types of infographics about all different types of things. And really a lot of the things for you to think about is that an infographic is helping you visualize things in a different way. And so if I wanted to limit it to education, I could look at education, and you could just go to one and open it up and say, look at it and see what you notice there. But there's a lot of visuals there to give people information. It's not just text-based, right? There's all sorts of them. So I don't think yours necessarily has to be steps. So if we went back to your infographic, to look at it.
I don't have any visuals on there, so
You just have them at the bottom. The visuals don't serve the infographic, right? So you're talking about how to deal with difficult text. I actually think that these are good, but you do need the visuals to go with it, right?
Yeah.
So you have them down here, but they need to be integrated. And you could always ask yourself, are there any words that I can cut out? Okay, or can I maybe put the objectives up here and make it bigger? Can I change the title so that it's wider and bigger? Okay, but that would be my suggestion. It wouldn't be that it needs to be like Samantha's. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm going back to modules again. I'm going to go back to the plan, the roadmap. But I want to make sure that we're on the same page here, where just check out the quick Canva video. And again, as long as you follow the parameters, you'll be fine. Okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to turn it in, and then you're also going to share it. And the reason for that is that I want to look at how you're interacting with your peers, but I also just want to see the infographic by itself without any text. So it's not that big of a deal there. But you are going to look at other people's infographics and finish those posts by Monday. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then what's going to happen is you're going to read and annotate another part of Rereading America and participate in a discussion forum. You're going to reflect on what you'd personally like to work on, and this is due by Friday. This right here takes some time to think about, but it doesn't really take a lot of time to turn in. And then you're going to go back and you're going to begin composing your project one by looking at the key question, the problem, the audience, and the purpose. And you're going to write your first project. It's 750 words. It's 10% of your grade. As long as you follow the parameters for this writing project, you will receive full credit. Okay? So what that's going to mean, though, is that you should still try to put together a good writing project so that I can critique you to help you work on the next one, which won't be just earning points only. And then you're going to add a little project one takeaway. What did you learn? And then you're going to turn in your Zoom meeting. So for example, what do you turn in for your Zoom meeting? Everybody who's here, you're just going to turn in, I attended on this date. And that's all you have to do. If you're unable to attend either one of the Zoom meetings, then you have to watch the video and write a summary. So that's it. Okay, so next week we're going to have a Zoom meeting. I'm going to correct the time because it's not going to be 1:30, it's going to be 4:30. And it's going to be on discussing Gatto's text, and it's going to be writing the paper. All right. Does anyone have any more questions?
Should we have, at this point of this assignment, should we be already writing the essay, or should we still be concentrating on the other topics that you have on the?
Well, I think that's a very good question, and the answer is it depends. Okay, if you feel like you're ready and you have something to say, I think you should get started with it. But I don't think you should turn it in early. Okay? All right? That's the main thing. Do not turn it in early because you are going to want to revise it. So I don't think it's a bad thing to get started on it. You've read Gatto's text. You've annotated it. You are thinking about, you know, how you fit into it personally. And so you can go ahead and get started with it. And quite frankly, you can always do things early. You don't have to wait until, you know, the end of the week to turn something in. It's not, you know, that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. I hope you found this to be a little bit useful.
Yes, it is. I think it gave me a better idea as to what you're looking for, what we're going to start working through.
Yes, yeah. And so again, if we're looking up here, back to the key question is, how does schooling affect one's education? That's the main question there. That's the key question. And you are going to summarize what his main claims are. You're going to discuss whether or not you've been a victim of these negative lessons. And I'm asking you to include some quotations, some personal examples, and that's it. And it's a 3-page essay, so it's going to be the shortest one you'll write. So, yeah. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? All right. What's going to happen is I will then end the meeting, and I'm probably only going to showcase part of it, the part where you can see my screen. So anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm hoping that, you know, you'll join me next week if you can.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Thank you so much. Anybody have anything else to say? Justine, did you want to add anything?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. All right. Fantastic. See you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. There we go.